I'm starting off this week with something I meant to do last week.
Okay.
I'm demanding an apology from you and from Dan, but Dan's not here. But I demand an apology.
I didn't realize you meant from me. What did I do?
Remember we discussed Baldur's Gate 3 a few weeks ago?
Yes.
And how I said it's coming to Xbox.
Yes.
And you said it wasn't.
It wasn't.
It is.
Okay, but it wasn't. Why am I apologizing? At the time, it wasn't.
At the time I said it was still coming. It was being discussed. And now it's
But being
official.
discussed, of course it was being Baldur's Gate 3 Xbox.
Yep. It's now got a release date and it's coming. And the only difference is on the Xbox Series S, it won't have the split screen stuff.
Okay, well that's what I said. But what I said was Microsoft wouldn't let them release it like that. So obviously Microsoft changed their mind. So I'm not apologizing to you for anything. I was right.
But I was telling you that was happening at the time.
Well, since this was announced 2 days ago, I don't care what you told me back 2 weeks ago and you didn't know.
I somehow knew and I don't know how.
No.
Maybe one of those things I dreamt.
No, wishful thinking. I apologize for nothing.
Welcome to Multiple Nerdgasm with your hosts, Matt, Luke, and Dan. Multiple Nerdgasm, your guide to all things nerdy.
I'm a bit concerned though because Baldur's Gate 3, big game.
Yes. Yes.
Not something you can just throw on a weekend and finish.
No. I had to stop playing it. We talked about this already. I won't go into it, but the Mac version's not out yet. So I technically still haven't properly started playing it.
Yeah. Well, now something else has come out yesterday. Well, the early editions of it came out yesterday, and I've started playing that, and that's going to take me hundreds of hours, and that's Starfield.
Yes, I've also been playing Starfield.
How far along are you?
I am...
You got a ship yet?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, come on. We could talk about that. I mean, that happens very early.
It's very, very quick for...
I'm on New Atlantis, which is... these aren't spoilers. This is like the tutorial missions, basically.
Yeah, I've made it there as well. But yeah, you got the ship a lot earlier than I thought you would. I thought you start a planet, you'd be shown the ropes there a bit more before... Here, now you can just go anywhere you want. But that is a Bethesda game.
I think, listeners, if you don't want to know anything going into this, maybe skip ahead a bit. So, because I am going to talk about... I guess we might as well do it now. I almost want to talk about the beginning of Starfield a little bit. I was a little underwhelmed by the beginning of it. I'm still slightly underwhelmed by it. Like, it's good. It's fun. I'm having fun. It is. I mean, it's Skyrim in space. But it hasn't blown me away yet.
It feels more Fallout-y for me.
Yeah, that's fair.
Especially the music.
Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't. It's got more of a Fallout feel than a Skyrim or Elder Scrolls. It's got guns and also there's no aliens or anything that I've come across, at least anyway. It's just
there are aliens. I've shot some of them.
I haven't shot any. Oh, I've shot a few bugs, but I haven't.
That's an alien, mate. It's not a bug from Earth.
I meant like other species, like when you go in Skyrim, you've got elves and
But so far, again, we are very early on in this game.
Oh, very.
What I'm about to tell you, you will learn within the first hour or two.
Yes.
The plot is Mass Effect.
Mm-hmm.
It's the same plot as Mass Effect, but like mostly the general gist of it. You find an alien, or you find a relic, and you have a vision, and then and then some guy shows up and just says, "Oh, you better take my ship then." And I was like, hang on, guys."
Yeah, I feel that handing over the ship felt very rushed because
the whole beginning felt very rushed to me. I was like, all right, I do want to get into space, but come on.
Because it's like this guy comes up and some raiders were chasing him, and the boss of the mining thing was like, where you've been working, goes, "Hey, you're going to leave us with all this mess?" He goes, "I'll stay behind. Here, take the keys to my ship, and away you go."
Ship. Yeah, and then you go, and then I said to like, because I was like, hang on a minute, this is all happening a bit quickly. I'm not.
Yeah.
I mean, it's fine because I know it's just a way to get us through a tutorial thing and into space. But like, come on. And so I said to my boss, "Hang on, don't you need me here? I work here." And then she goes, "Nah, it's fine."
I sort of asked the same question but then I can understand why they did it as well, because
I know
that's the good thing about these games is you walk out, like even you walk out of the vault or you start Skyrim, it goes, you can go this way if you want to play the mission, or you can turn around and work the completely opposite direction and do whatever you want. So
yeah, this just felt more than any of the others felt like it was like you could feel the game of it. Like they're just okay, we've just taught you how to do a bunch of things and now we've made up this kind of bullshit story to get you up into space. Now off you go, kind of thing.
One thing I'm starting to get not concerned about, but just a bit weird. There's a lot in this game.
It's fucking enormous.
Like I'm only on New Atlantis, and I'm side mission.
Yeah, and I was like, should I be ignoring these? Because I do technically have a main quest that, and I'm kind of still learning the ropes. Like I don't even know how to do stuff. And like I got off my ship, and then the guy there was like, "Oh yeah, I can help you upgrade stuff on your ship." And I'm like, "What do I want to? What would I want to upgrade?
Yeah,
like how does that even work?" And then
have you done lock picking yet?
Yeah, that's fun, man. That
was fun. The first couple of times, I thought that didn't really teach you how to do it.
No,
really
no.
Well, I don't think.
Yeah, the first time, because you've got the undo thing, and I wasted a bunch of those. I was like, what am I supposed to do? And then it just at one point, I was like, oh, I get it.
Yeah, then it clicks. Because when you undo, it's not just undo and go start. It's actually using lockpicks to undo what you've done.
Yeah, it was very confusing at first. I feel like most of the game is like that. It doesn't hold your hand.
And I think why we're noticing more this time is because it's new functionality this time.
Yeah.
Like lockpicking is completely different to what we've had from them in the past.
Yeah, because you've got the way the lockpicking works in this, listeners, is or viewers now. We have viewers now. I keep remembering that.
It's more of a mini game.
Yeah, so you've got at the beginning at least, you've got 4 barrels of this lock, and you've got the picks, and you can arrange 4 things in a certain configuration, and you've got to basically. I try and figure out before I click any of them how that they can all possibly fit.
Well, yeah, it took me a few goes to work out that you need to do that because
you
only have enough for the sorts of slots that are there. So if you just randomly choose stuff at the start, it goes, well, now you can't finish it.
The only thing though is that I guess I've encountered some locks that I don't have a high enough skill to try and open. But once I get a high enough skill, say, is the mini game just exactly
harder?
The same? Yeah, or does it get harder? Like, and how could it possibly get any harder?
Well, I think the easy way for it to get harder is
add more
you're
barrels.
starting off with the 4 top. Yeah, you're starting with 4, and I think it'll just increase. Because you remember, like in
that's the only
Fallout,
way I can think that it would get harder.
Expert in hacking and lockpicking, or they did get harder.
Yeah, the password thing. The
password got longer.
Weird though.
And then, like the lockpicking, like it did. You had like a smaller sort of area where you were able to hit.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, you have to. The Fallout was the sideways lock, right? No, that's Oblivion.
That's Oblivion.
Skyrim's the where you go.
Yeah, Skyrim and Fallout were the same.
Oh, they were? Okay, that's why I'm confused.
Yeah, but yeah, and then it's just like the harder it got, the harder like you had to be spot on instead of just in the same side of the lock, essentially. Okay. But that's sort of where I am at the moment. I'm just on New Atlantis. I'm still getting my head. I'm focusing on side missions just so I can understand a bit more before I.
Yeah, I've got someone with me now. Again, I don't want to say too much in case I accidentally. I don't want to spoil anything as beyond just the opening. The opening section, I think, is fine because it's just like basically just the tutorial. And like I said, it felt a bit cheap to me as far as story went. And I was like, okay, that was underwhelming from a story perspective. The game's still fun, but but I got to New Atlantis. I've met some people. I've got someone with me now as a companion, apart from the robot that you get at the start.
Yep.
And I'm like, okay, no, it's getting interesting. I like these characters I've met. It's getting good. So I feel like it is going to take off. It just hasn't quite, like I said, hasn't blown me away just yet.
See, I've got a few people on my ship at the moment, but that's mainly because I also... Yep. But that's, one of them is, when you're creating your character, there are perks you can get, or So one of them you could get is Adoring Fan.
You got that?
I got him. So he's now working on my ship.
I didn't do that on purpose because I was like, I'm going to avoid those.
He's not as annoying as I thought he was going to be.
Not like was it the fan you get in? There's one in Mass Effect. Again, Mass Effect. And there's one in one of the Elder Scrolls games, I think.
I think this one is a bit more there. I know in Mass Effect he just rocks up once or twice each game.
It's kind of almost scripted. Well, not almost scripted,
this
literally
guy's just
scripted.
There. I also got Introvert, so I'm going to be rocking around with the robot most of the time.
Oh, the robot doesn't count?
Robot doesn't count because he's
like
not
the dog
human,
in Fallout.
it says human.
Yeah, okay. I didn't think of that.
Yeah.
Well, I didn't know there was a robot when I was making my character, so... Yeah.
But that's where I am. I'm enjoying it so far, but yeah, it's big.
It's big,
I had a quick look at like the shipbuilding stuff, and I went,
there's a lot to that.
There's a lot to that, and there was no tutorial for that.
No. Even the maps and stuff like that, because the flying feels similar enough to No Man's Sky and games like that I didn't feel confused by. But Jenna was playing it before too, and she hasn't played a lot of those games. And so she was like pretty confused by how to control the ship at first. Because again, it doesn't, it says like, oh yeah, the throttle's on the left and then there's a sweet spot for turning. But it doesn't really explain like properly what that means.
Yeah.
Like I knew what that meant because I've played games like this before.
Because it just said like, the sweet spot, and it says generally it's on the left. But
yeah, you can figure it out.
Point at it and go,
no,
this, and have it here. And
it's just not immediately obvious. So I don't know. Just, a lot of it's like that. And then, like you said, the shipbuilding, I opened up the menu and I went, I'll come back to that later.
Yeah, I just opened it up and went, oh, okay, I'm just going to save money and buy a ship I think looks cool later, because...
I also forgot it was a Bethesda game at first, and I just started picking up everything that wasn't fucking nailed down, and immediately, got over-encumbered.
Yes.
So I was like, well, now I'm annoyed, because I don't know what I should and should not keep in my pockets.
And the problem is you actually do need to pick up things.
But how do I know which ones? Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But then it's a Bethesda game. At the beginning, you can ignore that stuff. There'll be plenty more crap lying around later.
Yes, yeah. You don't need to collect every single folder and clipboard you see.
And you can probably go back to most of these places. I'm
yeah, I'd be very surprised if you couldn't.
Yeah, like I haven't tried, but...
Like I've been to a few planets.
No, have you? Haven't you been to
just
2? The one you start on, another one, and then New Atlantis.
I'm on New Atlantis. I've been to the moon.
Oh, did you go to the moon? Or you just stopped by there on the way, did you?
I just went, I'm going to go walk on the moon. And then I died. Because
of what?
Crimson Raiders that were like level 14.
Okay. Right. Okay.
And yeah, I was level 3.
Crimson Raiders. That's Fallout. What are you talking about?
What are they?
Yeah, I forget. I know who you meant, but I think Crimson Raiders is Fallout.
I can find out.
Go on.
I know, because there's an achievement to join them.
Oh, is there?
There is. So I can look at that. Join them, and join the Crimson Fleet.
Crimson Fleet. All right, so fair enough. I'll apologise for that. You were very close.
which is another reason why this makes me feel it's more Fallout-y.
Yeah, that's
like
fair.
The music, Crimson.
No, as soon as you said that, I was like, no, you're right. It is. Well, I mean, they're very similar. Like, they're essentially the same. But
yeah, it's even when I'm hearing sort of like the music for like completing a quest, it's...
Yeah, you're right. It's got that very, feel.
I don't mind.
No, the music's good.
One thing I am excited about is the achievements on this.
I haven't looked at them. I don't care.
I know you don't, but they're not super hard.
Oh, okay. All right. I've gotten some.
Like, there's some, like, big ones, but, like, there's 1,000 planets in the galaxy.
Oh, sure.
There's an achievement about landing on planets, but it's only 100.
Oh, okay.
Over the course of the game,
doable.
Yeah. Like, complete 30 miscellaneous missions, complete 30 activities, visit all stars. Like, stuff that's going to be...
Stuff that you'll probably do.
To focus on, you'll just do over the course of the game.
Yeah, it's not going to be like a go out of your way and do it kind of thing. You can kind of just pick them up. Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah. and then just complete missions.
I have to say, I know I complained about this in advance. Even without having seen it, I maintain that the frame rate is disappointing. The game started, and I went to move around, and I was like, oh, no, I forgot.
I am going to admit, because I say all the time, I don't care. The second that started, that first 30 seconds, I was, oh my God. And then I got used to it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Now my brain papered over it. But like I said, at first I was like, oh no. Because I've been playing Destiny, and Destiny... Yeah. Well, we can do a follow-up on that if you want, but... Because I do have a bit to say about Destiny. But yeah, Destiny's very smooth at 60. So yeah. But that's because it's 15 years old now or whatever.
But I will admit, like, it looks amazing though. Like when I'm talking to like Sarah and you're looking at her leather jacket.
Yes.
Amazing.
Yeah, it's good.
I want that jacket.
I have a jacket that's very similar to that actually. That I've had for years.
Nice jacket.
Yeah.
So no, I'm going to be spending a lot of time in this over the next few weeks.
I am also. The reviews are in, and it's getting mostly very, very positive with a few like, I guess medium highs. Like it's which is I guess how I feel about it right now. It is very good, and I can see I'm going to be playing it a lot. But it's not, like I said, it's not like mind blowing or anything yet. But
I think things where people on that medium high is that bit. What we talk about, a bit overwhelmed. Like the shipbuilding and stuff like that. But with the shipbuilding, there are people out there who are going to love it.
That's true. And it'd be like Fallout. You don't have to do that stuff if you don't want to either. Because at Fallout 4, you didn't have to build your base if you didn't want to.
No, like, I never did that. There was a couple where for a mission you had to like put down like a chair and stuff just to here's how you do it, and then away you go.
Well, that's the other thing too is that some of this stuff I figured there probably will be a mission at some point to teach me how to do this. Probably.
Maybe.
Yeah.
But it'll be like, here's how you do it, but then you don't have to do it if you don't want to. And that's the thing I think I like. You don't have to get bogged down in the stuff you don't like. You can focus on the stuff you enjoy.
Yeah.
Which is surveying planets.
Surveying planets. Just flying around. I think building a ship will be fun. I think I'll enjoy that. I know. It remains to be seen,
some people have already built like a Star Destroyer.
That's great. Yeah. So it's getting good reviews. Somebody got arrested and is being charged with a felony.
This guy is stupid.
I don't even know. This article, I don't think, even said how he managed to get these, but he obtained somehow copies of Starfield on Xbox. It doesn't say how, I don't think. I couldn't find it in this article.
There's a few stories I've heard that he stole them.
Well, how else would he have gotten them?
Then he's also saying he purchased them legitimately.
Well, I don't think it's possible to legitimately purchase something when it's not released yet. Like whether he paid somebody for them or not, they were still illegitimate. And he knew that because he was trying to sell them for $200 on eBay.
And the thing that is crazy is people were buying it.
Of course they were. Yeah.
For something that's coming out like next week.
I know, but people don't want to wait. And he got in trouble because he put 40 minits worth of gameplay up, and then I think he's getting sued for that. Because I don't really know the legality of that, but
it's because there's embargo and everything. And normally when people leak gameplay, he's got his channel, and that's where.
I suppose.
And normally when people leak footage, they'll do it from like a random account and make sure it doesn't come back to them. No, this was a straight. He wanted to get noticed for this.
Yeah, no, that is the eBay account was just directly linked to him and stuff as well. It was if he was trying to hide it, he was pretty fucking stupid. But
the thing, I don't think he realized how stupid he was being.
Maybe not. Yeah, I guess that's the question: is how did he get them? I guess is a good question. Like if he genuinely got them. Like, if he paid money for them somehow and didn't realize what a big deal it was, that's kind of a shame.
And that will be sort of his defense. If he did get them legitimately, his defense in court will be, well, I just paid money and they gave them to me. So
like, if he had a friend who works at, GameStop or something who sold them to him or something like that, like opened a box early or, I don't know, something weird like that, then it's a bit, I guess
the time frame of it seems a bit off for working at a store. because the stores would have only received it like a few days before.
Yeah, I guess I don't know how that works. How early do they get them?
I don't think they get them like weeks early.
Well,
they
he got them from
the
somewhere.
week off. He got them from somewhere, but
yeah. So I mean, that's not really arguable. Like he got them from somewhere.
Like I think the thing you get in more trouble is the leaking of it, more than the stealing. If he can go, I brought them, and selling them. If he just goes, well, I brought them, so I thought it was fine that I sell them.
Yeah, exactly. I just don't know
that's his defense.
How. Like I can see that they do like a takedown and get the footage pulled down. They could probably do that through YouTube. I'm sure Microsoft could fucking manage that. But
they're coming at him hard.
Oh,
like he
copyright
on a
claim? Is it? Yeah, I don't know.
They're coming hard. Like it's a $10,000 bail.
Yeah,
like it's not a. It's.
I suppose Nintendo get stuff pulled down. I guess is it potentially that it's their game, so that they can either allow or disallow content to be posted? Because I'm assuming they're going to allow people to put gameplay up now.
Yeah, now it's fine.
Yeah.
Well, that's the thing. Like sometimes we'll get review copies of games, and there'll be that embargo date. Like,
oh yeah. No. I understand.
Play
yeah.
it now, and then this is the date where you can release, but you can't stream or anything until then.
I don't think you can get in legal trouble for breaking embargo, right? They just won't give you games anymore. That's what I thought anyway. Like
No.
I've never thought about doing it, but I thought it was just like. Bad,
this is what happens.
Yeah, okay.
You get into a lot of trouble.
Well, clearly.
So don't do it.
I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to do it. I don't like getting free copies of games.
I know, I feel dirty sometimes. Even if I like the game.
Because, well, it depends on who it is. Like, we've gotten... Big companies have given us stuff before, and I don't mind it so much because they're not... I feel like we're small fry enough that if I say this game was shit, they're not going to even remember that they gave it to me. But when it's
a small sort of indie studio that's...
I feel either obliged to say very nice things about it or just not say anything. But that sucks because then they might email and go, oh, where's that review? And it's like, oh, you don't want me to post that, I promise.
But I even feel bad with even if I did like it and we do talk about it, because it's still, while yes, it is helping themselves, I still want to give you money to support
That's
you
true
as well.
And I don't want to play something that I don't like. Whereas if they've given me a copy of it, I feel obliged to continue even if I'm not enjoying it or something like that. I don't know. It's not for me. That life is not for me.
The way I think about it is someone explained this to me a while ago. So imagine you've got like a store. Like you own the store. The best way for me to support you is to buy things from you, not ask for you to give me stuff or give me a discount if I want to help you out.
Sure, yeah.
Like if it's a friend, like you shouldn't be trying to get stuff cheaper or anything. You should actually be, if you're supporting your friend with their business, you pay them. Yeah.
Yeah. What I usually do is I don't ask for stuff. I've never had. In fact, I had I'm not going to say what company. I had a confusing conversation with somebody at a company because they thought I just wanted to get on the press release email list.
Oh, yep.
And they gave me such a hard time about it because they were like, we don't just give out free games. And I was like, I don't want any fucking free games from you. I don't want them. I just want to know
the information.
Yeah, exactly. It was such a pain in the bum. So...
And that's the thing, because there are so many people out there who are just wanting
that's
to
what, in the
get
end,
the free
in
stuff.
the end, they apologized and they said, sorry, we just get... This is after an E3, where I'd met somebody at E3 and I was following up on it. And then they were like, oh, we get so many people now emailing. And I was like, yeah, no worries. It's fine.
Yeah, no, and I completely understand that. And that's why I don't want us to be those people that feel they're entitled.
I would prefer to just, if I like something, I'll mention it. And if I don't...
We talk about it.
Yeah.
Which is why we had that interview last week with...
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, because it was a game that I played their first game. I really enjoyed it. And they've got their new game coming out on Boba Master. And I wanted to talk about that one as well.
Yeah. Got some good feedback on that too, by the way.
Great.
People we've done a lot of interviews. We're going to do some more.
Yeah, we definitely are. I think we've worked out a good way to do it.
Yeah. So next up, Todd Howard. Just kidding. Todd Howard will not be coming on this podcast.
He
does agree with you though, Luke. He's come out this week and he's he's come out and he said he said what everyone's been thinking. They announced Elder Scrolls 6 too early. As in 5 years ago, and they still haven't said anything else about it since then.
Yeah.
So,
like,
quite a lot too early.
Well, I understand why, because the second they release a game, that's what everyone's asking is, what's the next one? They're not...
Wasn't it the same... Was it the same year as Starfield? Remember the very first Starfield announcement was literally just the logo, and everyone lost their fucking minds. And I think it might have been the same year that they did the Elder Scrolls 6.
Or it was either the same, or even... Elder Scrolls might have been even like the year before. Like,
Yeah,
they were...
It was... This article does say that it was 5 years ago in June that they announced Elder Scrolls 6, and they still don't have anything to show, which is fine, except you shouldn't have announced it.
Don't announce it. Like,
yeah. There's nothing wrong with working on it for a long time if it's going to be good, but yeah. You're going to cyberpunk yourselves.
But here's the problem is when it comes down to money side of things, announcing thing makes them money with stocks.
Yeah, I suppose.
Like, we announce something, hey, we're going to make more money that way. If it's silence, you lose money. Just before a game release, stocks go up. I don't know if they worry about that anymore now that Microsoft owned them, though.
I have no idea.
I don't know how it all works.
No. But anyway, that's kind of something you've been saying for a long time about Bethesda in particular, with the long announcements. Just don't do it. Wait till it's almost ready.
Don't do it. Yeah, I was to say, like Bethesda, Rockstar.
Yeah, that's a good example. Yeah.
Yeah, like GTA 6. They know it's coming. People know it. But
everybody knew. They didn't have to say anything.
Like, because I think even Starfield, like, we were excited. Remember, we were meant to be playing this November last year.
Yeah. Yeah, that's weird.
We got excited for it, and then it was postponed, and then now we have to wait forever, and now we're actually playing it.
Yeah. Not right now, I hope. You're supposed to be focused on this show.
I am focused. It is there, though.
Mine's over there. My TV's off.
I promise I'm not playing it. You can check, because you hear... You can check me online.
No. I can usually tell when you're not paying attention. And
when
it has happened, and I have called you out on it.
But even, like, remember yesterday, I was at work and you had actually started playing Starfield, and I was able to send you a screenshot to go, I know what you're doing.
Oh, yeah, because I was at trivia, and I got... I got an email or something like that. Anyway, I noticed that it was like... At the time I messaged you, it was like 3 minutes to 8, and it was releasing at 8, which is an odd time, but I guess that was to sync it up with other countries or whatever.
Yeah.
And I was like, damn it, Luke's going to get to play it first. So then I messaged and you said, no, I'm at work. And I was like, fuck. I was like, to the end of the trivia, let's wrap this up.
Yep. I think it just released at midnight GMT time because it was 10 a.m. here, so 8. So I think they just went, that's the time.
That's a pretty good time, actually, for me. Because, my daughter's in bed. I can just play a game.
It's sort of a good time for us as well. Like, I think they should just aim for that. Well, because it works for us.
Yeah, exactly. It works for the two of us. Perfect.
Yep. Because it means that, like, it releases at 10. I might be at work. I could take the day off, but I'm awake, and I can come home and just play it.
Yep.
And 8 o'clock's not too late.
Look, a problem that I have now, though, is I am really enjoying Destiny, and I kind of still want to play it. So I'm gonna have to somehow juggle that.
I need to understand this because
I know.
Last week,
I know.
While you didn't mind the actual game, you sort of
it was
had
fun,
no idea what
but
you
I
were
was
doing.
confused. Yeah, right. So I found a 4.5 hour YouTube video that caught me up, and I was like, I'll give it a try. I'll pop this video on, and I'll see, and if it engages me, fine. And I put it on, and the start of it was talking about and using video from the original, which I played, and I was like, oh, I remember this. Okay, yeah. And like with the darkness coming in, and then the world map had the bits of darkness on it. I was like, oh, I know all that stuff. And then the later ones, I think it was Stronghold? Was it, when you ended up on the moon for a period in the game? I was like, oh, I remember all that shit. And then and then I got caught up on what the Traveler's been up to, and the Witness. The Witness is that cool dude with the smoke shit coming out of his head.
I do have to ask: was all the stuff you learned was it all stuff that you would have learned just by playing the game at the time, or
I think
stuff that you had to also learn?
No, I think it's like the story of what happened in the game.
Okay,
yeah, that I just missed because I didn't play it for 10 years.
Well, yeah, because that's the problem with these persistent worlds. They release stuff constantly, and
the world changes, and it makes sense. But so I caught up on all that kind of stuff, and then I was still playing throughout, because I didn't watch it all in one go because it's fucking long. But I was still been playing it throughout the week and stuff like that. It's super fun. Like, I'm really enjoying it. So I'll have to see. Well, it's possible I'll just forget about it now. But I guess right now, I don't feel like Starfield has got its hooks in me as much as is necessary to make me forget about Destiny. Which it surprises me a little bit, but we'll see what happens.
Yeah. But at least I think with Destiny, you can... I think...
You can jump in and play a couple hours a week, and it'd be alright.
You can jump in and drop out, whereas... For Starfield, I think you need to commit to a few hours.
Yeah, so I'll see.
Yeah. All right, well, let me know. I might install Destiny 2.
Go on, then. Yeah.
And if you want to play, I can jump in and play with you.
All right. Listeners, if any of you play Destiny... Actually, you know what? Well, I know one listener definitely used to play Destiny. And listening to all this is probably yelling at us right now because I think he offered to help us play years and years and years ago. So anyway... Listeners, write in podcast@multiplenerdgasm.com, comment on the video below, get in touch with us, whatever. If you play Destiny and you want to play with us, let us know.
Yep. And I will try. The only problem is I need to actually commit some time to level up a character, I think.
No, you don't.
No?
Not anymore. Because the game has been restructured in a way that I think when you start now, you can just do whatever.
Okay.
I don't think there's any quests or raids or anything that you couldn't do immediately. I think they've juggled it in a way that... So
a new player can jump in and play with someone who's been playing for 10 years instead of...
That's
sorry,
definitely
I can't
true.
Play with you.
That's definitely true. I don't know how they're achieving that. Like, isn't it Borderlands Scales?
Borderlands Scales, I think Elder Scrolls Online did the same sort of thing.
I don't know if it's doing that or if it's just that... Because my character automatically had like 1,600... like level power, I think it's called, which I don't think you started with that much originally.
I see. I don't quite.
It's such an odd number. It can't be right. It can't be that you used to start with.
No, it wouldn't be because I only played Destiny, the first Destiny.
Yeah,
and
same. Well,
when you start getting to that extra power level is sort of when I stopped because that was sort of the end of the single player sort of story, and then it got into the
raids,
other stuff, which required you to worry about your light level.
Yeah, I don't think it's called that anymore. It might be. No, because I think. See, here's the thing that now we use the darkness as well. We've learned that the darkness isn't just bad; it's about how you use it. So I think things have changed. The darkness, yeah.
I liked the darkness at the time. They're a great band. People should not have been against them at the start. Would have been made life a little easier.
Yeah. So yeah.
Okay. All right. I'll think about it. But yeah, I know. Like, I'm going to finish once I finish this. I'm not going to install
Cyberpunk.
Destiny.
I don't have time for all this shit. I don't know what I'm going to do. I don't know what I'm going to do, Luke.
We're at it. Actually, it's a great and terrible time of the year because we have Starfield, Cyberpunk, Assassin's Creed. Like, we've got these long games. Destiny. Forza, the new Forza game's coming out, which that one's probably not for you because this is more of just the track driving.
No, I still like them. I mean, I've actually been playing. We talked about this. I've been playing VR Gran Turismo on my PS5, although not so much lately because it's out in the living room.
But yeah, these are all like very long games that you can't just.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to quit work. People, go to patreon.com/multiplenerdgasm. Give us money so I can quit work and just play games. Please.
For as little as $1 a month, you can help Luke play video games instead of working.
Yes.
It's a noble cause.
I think it is.
Mm-hmm. We've got some follow-up this week on some stuff we've been talking about. David Ayer in the news again. He's been...
Is it him talking to the news again? Because I feel that it's, when we talk about him, it's because he's been talking about him, not other people.
He must be doing the podcast rounds because he's been on a bunch of stuff. Like I've not had... I don't think we've ever had 3 weeks in a row where we've had news about him in the past. I don't know what's going on. Because I don't think he has any projects on at the moment anyway, except this. He said this week that there was talk that he would take over DC until they fucked up his Suicide Squad movie. And it would have been him, not James Gunn, had they not taken his really, really, really good movie away from him and fucked it.
I'm going to have to just call a little bit of bullshit on this.
I don't know, mate. Who knows? We haven't seen this movie.
Because...
He better fucking hope we never see this movie. At this point.
So the reason why I'm sort of calling him out a little bit is it seems a very strange thing to say this now and not maybe say before James Gunn was even pointing to go, hey, they were looking at doing sort of the Marvel Feige thing and me taking that over and not after years later.
Yeah, there were a lot of reasons James Gunn got to take over. He didn't just make a movie that they thought was pretty good, except they didn't think it was good because they took it off it. But anyway, there was more to it.
Yeah.
And this is kind of like is he trying to do like a Snyder Cut thing? Except the difference is Zack Snyder wasn't out there saying, I made the best movie in the world and it cured cancer, and they for some reason took it away from me and broke it. He wasn't saying that. He was just putting stuff up and the fans were demanding it.
It was
in this case, it's David Ayer going around talking this fucking movie up so much. Like, if they put this out
and it's shit,
he better be right at this point.
Because if he's not, that's his career over.
That I would be terrified if I was him right now. I would I just can't imagine doing this. Even if I genuinely thought I made a movie that was that good, I can't imagine going around talking like this about it. It's just not. I find it a bit weird.
Yeah, and again, I think this is he's the one that's really pushing for it. It's not 100%. The fans.
Yeah, he's arguing with people on Twitter, telling him to shut up. It's like everyone's like, shut up about your movie. And he's like, no, it's the best movie ever. You haven't seen it. You wouldn't know. I've shown people and they told me it was the best movie. My mum says it's great. It's like, yeah, all right, Dave.
My argument of that is George Lucas showed people The Phantom Menace.
Yeah.
And there's video of him showing it and people saying it's good. And him also just going, well, it's long.
And look, if they release the Ayer cut of Suicide Squad and it's fantastic, I will publicly apologize on this show to him. And because fine. But I mean, I've seen Suicide Squad and it was made of the footage that he shot. So
yes,
I'm a little confused how. I just don't know. I don't know.
Look, even I remember there's some footage we haven't seen, but I remember at the time because it was Jared Leto's Joker, which more of him I don't think will help that movie.
No, him not being in it enough was not the problem with that movie.
No.
Yeah, I just don't know because what is he describes it in this article. What does he say here?
Oh, I just love this quote. During a time during Suicide Squad, when the dailies were coming in, people were like, "Oh shit, maybe Ayer's going to take over DC."
Yeah,
it's Game of Thrones in there.
Yeah,
this really.
They never tested my cut, and the thing is, I have it. I fucking have it. And if I didn't, oh my god, everyone I've shown it to has had the same reaction. Like, this is the movie we wanted. Why didn't we get this? Mate, of course they said that to you. What are they going to say? Because you would have talked this fucking thing up to their face beforehand. And were they going to go, oh, that's a bit shit, mate? Like,
Yeah.
I don't know. It's just weird. And then they got a quote from Will Smith here at the end. Suicide Squad actor Will Smith said in 2002 that he supports an Ayer cut of the film. Fine, so do I. I'm interested. Will Smith said, let me tell you, there's a whole lot that stayed on the floor for Suicide Squad. I'm into it. I love that world. I love what was created in both versions. I absolutely would love to see it. Will Smith doesn't give a shit.
No, this is one of those times when they'll ask, like, would you be interested in playing, like, James Bond? And then the news articles for the next 3 weeks is, this person's trying to get the art. And he's like, well, no, you just asked me a question. He goes, yeah, I wouldn't mind, yeah.
They asked Will Smith if he would support David Ayer, and he went, yep, sure, whatever, mate. Yeah.
Yep.
I don't know.
Yeah,
I feel bad shitting on it because I'm
out there going, we need to get this out there. Someone asked him a question and he went, yeah, all right.
Again, it's the opposite of the Snyder Cut, where Zack Snyder actually did have the actors coming out and saying stuff. And then even then, and I'll remind everybody that the Zack Snyder Justice League was fine.
It was long.
It was,
and also
better than the other one, than the theatrical one, but it wasn't like the best movie ever made or anything. But it was also fine.
What was released was not going to be the cut that was originally going to be released if he got to finish it.
No, because
they were not going to release a 4-hour movie.
Yeah,
they went back.
Yeah, they let him do it in fucking 4:3. It's ridiculous. Anyway, I feel bad shitting on him, David Ayer. I mean, so much, but at this point, it's like it's embarrassing. Like, it's so cringy.
This is Rian Johnson and his Star Wars trilogy, which every now and again he'll remind people
it's
that
worse
I'm going
than
to do this.
Because it's not all Rian Johnson talks about.
No,
well, I
guess
guess
actually doing other stuff. He's doing his Knives Out trilogy and stuff. Like, he's got.
That's not fair. I don't know what else David Ayer was talking about in these interviews. That's not fair. But
look, I'm going to find out and see what he's up to.
David Ayer.
IMDb right now.
All right. I mean, we looked a little while back. I know he did that tank movie, Fury, and he did Suicide Squad.
So we've got... Oh, this isn't good. Evidently, he's a writer on Commando and The Wild Bunch that's evidently in pre-production. I don't know what they are.
Wild Bunch. Oh, that's two movies.
Yeah, it's two movies, sorry. He...
Commando and the Wild Bunch sounds like a great movie.
He wrote The Tax Collector in 2020.
Okay. I was going to say, what's that about? But you're not going to know, and the answer's going to be a tax collector.
Evidently, he was the director on The Beekeeper that's in post-production at the moment. It's coming out next year.
That sounds riveting as well.
But then, his last director role was The Tax Collector, which came out in 2020.
Was The Beekeeper a spin-off of the Wicker Man with Nicolas Cage? That's a deep cut.
Let's have a look.
It's a deep cut, listeners.
Okay, here we go. In The Beekeeper, one man's brutal campaign for vengeance takes on a national stakes after he's revealed to be a former operative of a powerful and clandestine organization known as the Beekeepers.
Oh,
so it's the King's Men.
Oh,
just
okay.
played through older people, I'm guessing.
Okay.
That's from what I get from that.
Yeah.
It's going to be just shooty guns running around, saving people. It's not going to be a movie where...
Saving bees.
Saving bees.
I hope it's saving bees. That would...
The tax collector. A tax collector, in quotes, working for a local crime lord, finds his family safely compromised when the rival of his boss shows up in LA and upends the business.
So again, people running around shooting each other.
Yeah.
All right.
But, this does have one of your favourite people in it.
Who?
Shia LaBeouf.
Shia LaBeouf. Is he one of my favourite people? He certainly amuses me. I don't know if he's one of my favourite people. He's been quiet.
Like the movie,
he's been very quiet.
He has. Because I think people started to work out that he was just a bit of a dick.
Yeah, but he didn't care, clearly. there was a long time there where he was up to something weird every week, and then he just went away.
But no, I think the thing is that he didn't care, but I think people started to catch on that, hold on, he's a bit of a dick, and that's where we don't want to see that anymore.
Yeah, but he just stopped doing things. Remember he did that performance art thing, and he did that music video with that little girl everyone thought was weird, and then he was running around Mount Rushmore yelling, "Yeah, America," at people. Remember, he was just doing crazy stuff, and then just stopped doing it.
Yeah, because...
Or did they just stop reporting on it? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, like no one... Because crazy only gets you so far.
Yeah. Okay.
And then he's just... I think people are just getting a bit bored with him because the stuff that he's doing, it's not really entertaining. It's weird.
Because I've laughed before. I find that story that he told about his debauched night out in New York where he ended up at that musical or whatever. He told it on Kimmel or something. I find that story very funny, but I would fucking hate to have been involved in any of that. Like, yeah, he would drive me fucking insane.
Yeah, and I think that's what sort of happened. People just started to...
It's a funny story. Hold on, but I don't want him anywhere
hold on,
near me.
you made people's lives terrible that night.
Yeah. What a nightmare.
But look, I'm going to go, like, the stuff that David Ayer's doing is really stuff that I'd be interested in seeing.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know how...
I hope that they do put out his Suicide Squad, just because I'm very... At this point, I'm like, all right, mate, cards on the table. Like, James Gunn, call his bluff. Yeah. Let us look at it. Let us see it. And then we'll decide.
Remember, he has said that he's spoken to James Gunn, and James gone, there will be a time for it.
Well, he said that. I don't think
According
James
to
Gunn...
David.
I was going to say, I don't think James Gunn has said anything about it. I could be wrong. Maybe he has. He does tweet stuff a lot.
And then deletes them.
Well, some of them, yeah. No, he does all of them now, right? That's
yeah. I think they're all up for a certain amount of time, and then...
Yeah, I think that's a good policy. Well, that's one of those things where he was smart, because as long as he maintains that now, because he did used to make a lot of silly, edgy jokes. He doesn't do that anymore, but he also now, if he says that's my policy, you can't really call him out on the fact that he just deleted all his old...
I reckon he's just got some automatic job running in the background somewhere that just goes, after 3 months...
Can you still do that? I thought Elon blocked
I don't know anymore. You could probably still create something.
Yeah, maybe. You have to pay him a lot of money now, though.
Oh, no, I reckon I could create a job that could do it.
All right.
Because if you're not... if you're not doing it on a mass scale, like it's just... a job that ran on your computer, logged into your account.
Oh, like a macro on your computer that just was like delete. Yeah, okay, that's fair.
Yeah. I'm not saying I could go out and code a thing and
create an app. Yeah, all right.
You could. I've got faith in you. I couldn't.
Oh, I mean, I probably could. I'm not going to. I don't want to.
Yeah.
If there's one thing I've learned recently is that if you want to make a successful business, don't build it on top of some other business.
Yes.
For example, don't build a Twitter client. Don't build a client for another social network, because they will fuck you. Don't, like Reddit. Yes. Again, another example. It's a shame.
You can use them, but don't rely on them.
They could destroy your business without any notice, and it's brutal.
At the end of the day, they sort of have every right to. Like, they don't owe you anything.
No, of course. But it's just... Yeah.
It is also a bit of a dick move.
I mean, and the fact that technically Reddit did it better, but then they didn't in the end. They turned around and did it shit anyway. So
yeah. There's no nice way to really do it.
No, I suppose not. No, there is, though. I mean, the problem with... So we're talking about... Reddit changed their policy where they were going to charge all the app developers. Not app developers. They're going to charge for API access. Let's be more specific.
I don't think that's a terrible thing. Like that's
of course not. It's fine, but they priced it at a prohibitively expensive for some of these apps, but in particular Apollo, which was a Reddit client app, Reddit app. He said, I can't afford to pay those rates. and you haven't given me enough notice to try and change the app to reduce the usage and all that kind of stuff. So I'm just going to have to shut it down. And then rather than just leaving it at that, Reddit tried to smear him and said that he was threatening them and said a bunch of horrible shit about him. And then he said, well, actually, I actually recorded the phone calls because I was worried something like this might happen. And so here's the phone call where I didn't say any of the stuff that you're saying I said. And anyway, it was...
Yeah.
But it's like, fuck, man, what? It's so unnecessary. Why do that to him?
It's because money.
Yeah. Yeah, because they realized, oh, it looks bad for us that he's shutting down. So we'll try and say it's his fault.
Yep. That's the answer to a lot of things. Money. Unfortunately.
Well, fortunately, it seems Dune made enough money that they might make a third one now. They might adapt Dune Messiah. Although it does also say, because and I kind of knew this, he did pull a bit of the start of Dune Messiah into the second movie that's coming out. So
I am going to have to come out and apologize and say I was wrong.
Really?
I was
an apology
so
fest.
wrong.
Oh, wait, not really, because I haven't apologized. But
yeah, you didn't. But I've got to admit, I was wrong.
yeah. You can make 3 movies out of a guy in a room. Waiting.
Yep. Waiting. But remember, I was saying, like, they weren't going to get the second one out. Like, the first one wasn't going to do well enough for them to continue. And now they're looking at making a third, possibly, which is...
Yeah.
I'm going to watch it one day.
You should. You haven't watched it at all, have you?
No.
It's really good. You'd like it.
All right, I will watch it. Actually...
Do you like science fiction?
I love science fiction.
Have you heard of Star Wars?
So, I have.
It's got a sand planet. You know, you like those.
I like Beetlejuice. That's got giant worms. I like Tremors. That's got giant worms.
Yeah, there you go. Do you like...
okay, I was going to say I'll do it for next week.
Do you like Deadpool 2? It's got Josh Brolin.
Deadpool 2. What I'm going to look at is... Dan's not here for this week and next week.
Yeah. Yeah, listeners,
then you're gonna...
we've mentioned that he's not here. Viewers of the YouTube will be able to see that he's not here, but we did fail to mention that at the start.
Yeah. So he's not here for this week, next week, and then you've got 2 weeks off.
Yeah, we'll be 2, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Then I've got a week off.
Yep. Okay.
So in 5 weeks' time...
We'll discuss Dune.
I will make a mental note to watch it, and I'll give you my review of a guy sitting in a room with his back to the door.
Listeners, hold him accountable. In 5 weeks' time, he has to have watched this movie.
Yep.
And not Spies Like Us. What's the other one? What's the one Dan sent you on...
Top Secret.
Top Secret. That Dan bought you on DVD and sent to you, and you still haven't watched it.
Still haven't watched it. I did take it out of the wrapper, but... hasn't gone into anything that will play it yet.
No? Okay. All
right. 5 weeks to do that. I can do this.
Good. Excellent. Yeah, Dune Messiah is a bit weird. I'm curious to see... Because he did say that the second Dune movie that's coming out has some of the start of Dune Messiah in it. I'm interested because... Well, you've only read part of Dune, right? You haven't read the whole thing?
I've read the part where there's a guy sitting in a room.
I just wanted to clarify. I just wanted to clarify that wasn't just a joke. That is literally all you've read.
I've read that part like 20 times. Okay. I keep trying to read it.
So I won't do any story spoilers except to say that Dune, the novel, finishes, and he was like, "We're doing a sequel to the novel," and everyone was like, "Fuck yeah!" And the sequel is set like... I think 10, 20 years later or something, where the thing that was going to happen next that was exciting and everyone wanted to know about, like, has just already happened. And it was like, it's pretty weird.
Is it maybe because when he sat down to write, he goes, I don't know how to write that thing I've been leading up to. I'm just going to skip over and we'll talk about it until past tense.
I think part of the problem was he never intended for Paul Atreides to be like a hero as such. It was always supposed to be like a cautionary tale about lifting people up to beyond what they actually are, and pretending, because the prophecies are kind of all manipulated and a bit fake in them and that kind of stuff. The movie touches on that a bit more, and I think he didn't like the way people responded to the book or to the character of Paul in particular. So I think that's why he did it.
You wanted to get away from it, Karen, and sort of start a bit more.
Yeah, he wanted to say, no, fuck you. You've taken the wrong message from this.
Yeah. So I'm going to stay in the same universe, but try again.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, it is. I liked Dune Messiah. It's just, it is different. And especially if you finish Dune and then go straight to Dune Messiah, you'd be like, what the fuck? Where's the book in the middle? It's like, no, there isn't one. Well, there probably is now. I think Kevin J. Anderson wrote some, so.
I do like him. He writes some great books.
He does. He writes a lot of books,
X-Wing
though.
Series.
He writes a lot. They can't all be good, Luke. They can't. It's not possible.
I liked his X-Wing work. He did the X-Wing trilogy, I think, anyway.
He did like the New Jedi Order and all that stuff. I know that.
Yeah.
And he did Saga of the Seven Sons. It was like his own sci-fi series that he did. That was pretty neat.
Tales of the Jedi, I liked all of them.
He writes a lot. He's like Timothy Zahn. He just fucking writes books.
No, he didn't do the
like
X-Wing. I forget who that was.
He's a book writing machine. Like Brandon Sanderson. That guy just fucking
now he's
shits books. He shits them out.
Well, that's what you need to do now to be an author, isn't it?
Yeah, maybe.
Because there's no real money in it anymore, I don't think. Like, at all.
Yeah. Yep.
Unless it gets adapted to a movie.
Yeah, you'd want to write. You'd want to enjoy writing to be a writer these days. Otherwise, you're fucked.
Yeah.
Unless you're George R.R. Martin, who doesn't write anything anymore.
Yeah.
I'm being facetious. He just doesn't write what everyone wants him to. He writes other things like TV shows and shit.
But yeah, it'd be a tough job because, if you want to make money, you need to. One book is going to set you up for the rest of your life.
It's like that with a lot of stuff. I wonder if it's always been a bit like this, but we were like young and naive. Like, because I always thought, oh, maybe I'll be in film or be I was going to be a musician, obviously, for a very long time. Up until not even that long ago, I thought maybe I could do music in some way, but I don't think you can these days. Not easily.
Well, the thing,
not that it needs to be easy, listeners. I'm not saying it should be easy, but I'm going to go
if you look at the writers and actors strike at the moment, a lot of people are going, "Oh, you're making millions. Why are you doing it?" Most of them aren't.
No. I do this podcast and I do music. I do still do game and film music, stuff like that. But I do it for fun. And if I don't think it's going to be fun, I say no, because there's no fucking point. Because I'm not going to make any money.
No, but there are people who do it for a living who can't afford it to do it. But
it's tough.
Unless you're in the top 1% of it, which makes it hard because you do see a lot of people going on strike and they go, "Oh, but you're rich," and so no, I did a television show. It's
the sentiment is that they shouldn't be paid that much. I think I talked about. I'm not going to say who it was, but there was an actor who posted and said that they used to get paid quite a lot of money for doing they did a movie, and they got paid money every year, residuals for it. And then now with Netflix and stuff, they don't. And then people in the comments were like, "Well, I have to go to work every day, otherwise I don't get any money." So,
but
I don't get to go to work for 4 months and then just get paid for that work that I did forever.
Yeah, But there's that side of it. But I'm also looking at the other side of the people who go in and do the actual filming and setting up and all that, who are getting paid nothing.
Yeah,
and they get paid once.
Yep, and arguably work hard.
A lot harder.
Arguably.
Oh,
it depends.
It's a different type of work.
Yeah.
It
depends.
But I would say their work is probably more difficult than the person who gets up and just.
I was going to say that too, but then I was like, no, it does depend. There are
it's
different types of actors. Definitely in some cases, yes. And then I think in other cases, probably not. Because there are actors who do work very hard.
And then, well, if you look at like movies where you see like all of these people in the background, extras who...
Well, they'll just be AI soon, so...
Yeah.
That'll go away.
But at the moment, they're probably lucky if they get paid for it.
Mm-hmm. Well, when I was a kid, I did stuff like that, and I got paid what I thought was a lot of money. And then like a couple $100 a day. That was in like the 80s and 90s. So I guess that is pretty good, right? For what I was doing, that's pretty good.
For what you're doing, but the
like showing up, eating free food, fucking around, and then just walking from there to there when they tell me to. Like, it wasn't hard work or anything.
The thing is, like, well, it's good while you're doing that.
It was fun.
It's fun, and you did it for that short period, but they're not going to keep you there every day.
Got to tease a kid until he threw a brick at us on an episode of Country Practice.
And then you're even in a scene of it as well. You're just teasing a kid off camera.
Yep.
That'll teach him. Because I used to film a Country Practice, which is a show that no one's ever heard of.
Australians have heard of it. Australians have heard of it. I'd love to find the episode I'm in. I don't know how
they used to
do that, though.
Some of the actors their local used to be the Henry Lawson Club.
Yeah. Well, they didn't film it that far away. You'd walk in there
and just see them on the pokies.
Because my mum just used to take me to do the shoots for that. And for we shot a film called The Leaving of Liverpool. It must have been in Sydney, because it was... it was. I think about this now and it sounds so ridiculous. I got to find this movie. We shot it and the Fair Star was the ship, but that doesn't look like an old-timey boat. It was a fucking cruise ship. So now I got to watch now I got to find this movie, because it's shot... I mean, I'm in it, I assume. And we walked down and walked up the plank and onto the ship. I remember walking onto the Fair Star. I'd never been on a cruise ship before. But now I'm like, how the fuck did they make that look like an old-timey...
Well, was it just...
1700s boat?
Was it just maybe they were just getting the plank walking up? That could have just been the shot they were getting?
Maybe. I was too young to watch it.
It's the only thing I can think of.
When it came out. It was like
The Leaving of Liverpool?
Mm-hmm, yeah.
All right.
Australian movie that probably also no one's ever seen. Well, I assume it's an Australian movie.
Leaving of Liverpool... There's a song and a television series, so it's going to take some work.
I don't think it was a TV series. I think it was a movie. But it was
TV movie.
It was there you go. It was the 80s. So
here we go.
You got it?
This is 93.
That could be it. Could still be it.
Could be it. Two English children are uprooted from their beloved Liverpool dockside to the alien environment of Australia in the years following World War II.
Oh. Okay, so not as old-timey as I thought. I guess I didn't know a whole lot about this movie. But yes, that's accurate.
I'm going to see if I can find it.
All right. And then see if you can spot a young me hovering about in the background as a little British urchin. With my fake family. I had... anyway. I don't... What?
The Leaving of Liverpool, full TV movie, both parts in one thing on YouTube.
On YouTube, all right.
I will send you the link.
Please do. I guess I gotta watch this now.
It's a long movie.
Is it?
Well, because it's a two-parter, so it's like 3 hours, 20 minutes.
Oh, there you go. Lots of opportunity for me to be on screen. And also, listeners, if you feel like watching every episode of A Country Practice and letting me know when you find an episode where a kid is being traumatized by a group of kids at school, one of whom looks like me, and then he throws a brick at them and it smashes through the window of a classroom, let me know. Podcast at multiplenerdgasm.com.
There's only a few hundred episodes to go through to find that.
Yep. So get on that.
Yep. I have forwarded you the link. So.
I saw that. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
So what? 3.5 hours? That's nothing. Ridley Scott this week came out and mentioned that he's got a 4.5 hour version of his Napoleon movie that he's gonna presumably put out on DVD at some point. Would you watch
I can sort of see that for this movie. I'm not going to watch it, but I can sort of see that for this type of movie.
I don't know what to think about Ridley Scott anymore. His old movies, and by old I mean probably Kingdom of Heaven and before. I like Kingdom of Heaven. I know a lot of people don't. I think it's very good, and I think his director's cut of it, that is longer, is better. I think it's very good. 4.5 hours. That's very long.
It's a long time.
That's longer than Zack Snyder's Justice League.
But if they break it up like they do with that, so you can watch it in installments, that might work.
Oh. Eva Green. The director's cut. Oh, wait. No. Sorry, they're talking about Kingdom of Heaven. Yeah, never mind. The Kingdom of Heaven, which had Eva Green in it more.
This does that's not. Why you liked it.
Not exclusively why I liked it, but it didn't hurt. Who is Vanessa Kirby? Oh, I did. Wait. Oh, yeah. I've seen her in Mission Impossible. Yeah. No, she's cool. All right. And then who else is in this? Oh, Joaquin Phoenix is Napoleon.
Yeah, Napoleon.
Yeah, I don't know.
Which I think that's a... I don't know why I don't see him, but then you look at the pictures of him and he does look good.
Yeah. Maybe it looks like Joaquin Phoenix in a hat, but...
Yeah. Maybe I just like how he looks.
Who else is in this? Napoleon movie. Joaquin Phoenix, Vanessa Kirby, Edward... I don't know who that is. I don't know who that is.
A lot of people I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know who that is. I mean, not that matters. They might still be good. Mike Bonner.
But look,
Ben Miles. I like him. There you go.
Why there is like a 4-hour movie, like one, I'm probably not even going to watch the short one though.
Yeah.
And that's not a dig at Napoleon.
Oh, here you go. Slightly on topic. 5 weeks' time, I will have watched Oppenheimer. I promise. Okay?
Okay. I forgot that you hadn't seen it yet.
I know, I still haven't had a chance.
Let me just see what you think.
Yeah, so am I. I would like to. Let me just...
And then I also think you should watch Barbie as well.
Yeah.
I'm telling you.
I'll see.
You'll get a shock.
Well, it's got Ryan Gosling in it, so can't all be bad.
It's a good movie.
Yeah.
And as I said, like if I was going to watch either of them again, I would watch Barbie over Oppenheimer again.
Well, that doesn't surprise me. No offense.
I think Dan even said the same thing.
Yeah, he may have. Yeah.
So.
All right. Well, that's about all we've got time for this week on the main show. But we do have some candidates for Geek of the Week. And for listeners who don't know, Geek of the Week is somehow ended up being when celebrities die, Luke votes on which one was the best. It gives them Geek of the Week. We've got three candidates this week.
No idea how this really started. But...
No, or why it's always in the after party now too. Don't know how that started either. But that's what's we got that coming up in the after party, and then we've also got an update on some Apple stuff. So if you want to hear all that, head to patreon.com/multiple nerdgasm and sign up for $10 a month. You get the after party, which is we're going to keep talking. We're going to keep talking. We
just don't stop. Yep.
So,
all right.
Thank you very much.
See you there.
Go play Starfield.
I can't. We have to go to the after party.
I was talking to the people who aren't coming to the after party.
Oh, okay. Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
Not you.
Not me.
You can wait another half hour, all right? I have to wait. You have to wait.
Okay, I can do that. Let's do it.
That's all for this week. Thank you for listening, and we hope you enjoyed the show. If you enjoyed it, then please subscribe in iTunes to receive episodes automatically. We'll see you next time.